This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti, back in action from various parts of warm and sunny Florida to the frigid temperatures here at MWF Studios just north of Boston in downtown Melrose, Massachusetts. Let's check out the February 15th, 2016 edition of Monday Night Raw live from Anaheim, California. Raw opened up with its predictable in-ring promo. This week it was Dean Ambrose calling out Brock Lesnar, only to have Stephanie McMahon make her way out. This sounded rehearsed, not much in the way of crowd reaction to a story that has no common sense to begin with to it. If you remember the day after WrestleMania last year, Brock Lesnar was suspended by the authority after he destroyed everything in sight, and then he was allowed to return that summer for no reason other than for the authority to get a dig in at Seth Rollins. In recent months, the authority's been out to screw Roman Reigns every which way. Then, for some odd reason that made no sense, he was put into the main event of Fastlane, where he can earn a WrestleMania main event match against Triple H. I'd like to think that wrestling fans' memory spans last longer than 3 weeks at a time. Stephanie booked an impromptu 5-way Intercontinental Championship match on the spot, and if Roman Reigns interfered, Ambrose was out of the Fastlane main event to qualify for WrestleMania's main event. He took on Kevin Owens, Stardust, Tyler Breeze, and Dolph Ziggler, and in somewhat of an upset, Kevin Owens won the championship, pinning Tyler Breeze with a pop-up powerbomb. It was a cheap, easy way to get the belt back onto Kevin Owens without having to involve Ambrose in the decision. Match was fine. Typical movesets that you see in every multi-person match. Still waiting for someone with power to decide to repackage Stardust. Nobody cares about him, nor have they cared about Stardust in a very, very long time, other than the initial launching of the character when he started to team with his brother Goldust. Tyler Breeze has been given the bastard stepchild treatment long enough now where fans have been trained not to waste their time rallying behind him, and that's a shame because I think both Breeze in the ring and Breeze's character are both national television excellent. New Day was out next, putting over their appearance on The Peep Show with Edge and Christian at Fastlane Sunday. Nothing is worse than having two guys in their mid-40s coming out trying to be cool with unfunny material, but that's up to the fans in Cleveland Sunday night, I suppose. New Day was angry with Mark Henry over him walking out on them last week. That led to a singles match between Henry and Big E. Big E won the match, but it was slow, it was sloppy, it was pretty boring, even with the fun of having Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston at ringside. Finish saw Big E attempt to power slam Henry, and Henry just kind of fell over the back of him onto the mat, and instead of coming up with the finish on the fly, they went right to the 3 count. Hope Mark Henry's okay on that. That's kind of an unusual finish unless someone's hurt. After the break, Byron Saxton interviewed Brie Bella in ring about her title match Sunday at Fastlane against Charlotte. I have heard whispers that perhaps Brie Bella's days in ring are coming to an end as soon as this weekend, if not WrestleMania, so she can begin to have little Bryans. Brie began to talk about how Bryan was doing after his retirement announcement last week when the Flairs made their way out. This was the worst in wrestling acting. Ric Flair was just standing there like he didn't exist while the two ladies exchanged their rehearsed lines. Charlotte offered Brie the chance to forfeit Sunday, ended by saying that Brie would have vegan, goat-faced babies with Bryan. The two got into a brief catfight until Rick rolled Charlotte out of the ring. This was the type of show that made me feel like it was about 11 o'clock when it wasn't even 9 o'clock yet. Up next was AJ Styles defeating The Miz via submission with the calf crusher. Chris Jericho was on commentary. Jericho's excellent with the headsets on, not knocking, but putting over who he's working with at the time. It's hard to believe that 5 years ago, The Miz was actually hot headed into WrestleMania 27 as the champion defending against John Cena in Atlanta. Thought Miz got in a little bit too much offense here, where Styles is still pretty new to a lot of WWE fans. After the matchup, Jericho made his way into the ring. Styles stopped him and said that he'd make the challenge Jericho wanted to issue for the two of them to square off in a rubber match at Fastlane. Instead of an immediate answer, Jericho said he'd think about it and let Styles know Thursday night on SmackDown. Dudley's came out after turning heel on the Usos last week, and absolutely nobody cared. They said they didn't care about the fans or their table chants, so I guess the feeling is mutual. Again, you have mid-40s Dudleys, and the fans just aren't into it. Summer Rae beat Paige in Divas action. Strange ending that I don't think was a finish or much of a wrestling move. Looking at it a second time, it appeared that Summer Rae was trying to roll Paige up, only she forgot, quote-unquote, to hook the legs. And there you go. Paul Heyman called out Roman Reigns. This was great verbal work by Heyman. Heyman said that Reigns can't keep his promise to both his daughter and his quote-unquote brother, that being Dean Ambrose at Fastlane. He said he either had to choose his best friend or his family. Reigns said he respected Heyman for saying what he thought to his face, but this was Reigns here where he had zero passion and intensity. The intense Roman Reigns is the one that gets over strong. Nice Roman Reigns here. He got the what chance. The Dudleys attacked Reigns from behind when this was over. Ambrose ran out to make the save. I'd expect that you'd see this as the main event on SmackDown this week as I was taking my notes, and indeed before Raw was over, that matchup was announced. I understand that the Dudleys are fresh right now, but having Reigns get laid out again by two mid-card guys in their mid-40s that haven't been on WWE television since 2005 confuses me. Reigns went to shake Ambrose's hand in a great little spot, and then Ambrose teased he was going to put him in the dirty deeds, pointing to the WrestleMania sign. I looked at the clock and tried to figure out how there could possibly be another hour left on this show. Heath Slater defeated Zack Ryder. This was only 2 minutes long, but it was fine for what it was. There was backstage skit nonsense with R-Truth on a date, and Goldust as the waiter with the camera just happening to be there. Goldust sprayed champagne on the date. Nobody cared. In six-man tag team action, the League of Nations defeated Lucha Dragons and Neville. The Dragons and Neville were fine in this one, but again, nobody cared about the League of Nations. Snooze fest as usual. Nobody's cared about Sheamus in years. People somewhat cared about Rusev when he had Lana with him. Barrett lost his crown, and no one's ever cared about Del Rio in any capacity since he's been in WWE. Nothing's been done to elevate them as heels at a time when fans are begging for someone to hate. So they just come out week after week having matches that are usually just there with the fans sitting on their hands bored. How is this helping get babyfaces over, selling tickets, merchandise, and network subscriptions? The answer is it's not. You need to have effective heels for the top baby faces to work with. And WWE right now, other than maybe the Wyatts, have none. And yet another Divas segment. Becky Lynch defeated Naomi with the Disarmer. This match came about from another lack of common sense angle on WWE's Facebook page earlier in the day. We're in the parking lot. Naomi and Tamina Snuka beat up Becky Lynch, and the camera just happened to be there to catch it all. Sasha Banks came out after the matchup, taking her sweet time in removing her earrings and her plastic sunglasses at the speed of Kevin Nash. The ring was pretty much cleared by the time she got to the ring to save her partner Becky Lynch as the four Divas square off in tag team action Sunday night. In what can only be called the main event, the Big Show defeated Braun Strowman in via disqualification. I don't think anyone was surprised seeing the Wyatt members jump in the ring, or surprised to see Ryback and Kane run out. Big Show made Strowman look like a powerhouse in this one, but at the same time, Big Show's suplexing Strowman. The first time I believe Strowman has left his feet. And it's to the Big Show, a guy that is much closer to the end than to the beginning, and really doesn't need the rub as being the first guy that got Strowman off his feet. It's going to be interesting to see if there's some form of six-man tag team action added to Fastlane, with an announcement coming perhaps Thursday night during SmackDown. I can only be honest, and this week's Raw was awful. It was as if they ran out of ideas for Fastlane and they threw anything against the wall that would stick. The two segments building to the main event Sunday were good, but what the hell else was there on the show other than that? AJ Styles and Jericho's verbal confrontation was good, but it builds towards SmackDown Thursday. What else was there for the pay-per-view? More than it was bad, it was just boring. It was an uneventful 3 hours featuring everyone of significance on the roster and nothing being accomplished or anything that was all that interesting after the first half hour for the most part. I'm not saying this to try and insult WWE or its athletes, but like many fans, I just enjoy seeing a much more focused program with more variety of athletes without so many dead spots and storylines with gaping holes in them. Well, what did you think of Raw this week? Would love your input. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Tons of ways you can help support indie wrestling, my friends, including awesome sales over at the BostonWrestling.com store. We have the brand new WWE AJ Styles t-shirt. We have the Page WWE Elite action figure and tons more. I'll be blunt, we need your money more than Vince McMahon does, folks. The WrestleCon convention in Dallas, WrestleMania weekend, is getting closer and closer, and we're going to be joined by MWF Heavyweight Champion Carlito, WWE Hall of Famer Cowboy Bob Orton, and Bull Dempsey of WWE NXT fame, all part of the extended MWF family from over the years. It's going to be a great time meeting fans from all over the world. Pre-sale autograph and photo tickets are available now, along with mail order information for fans that can't make it to Dallas at bostonwrestling.com. There are a number of ways you can help the cause from the comfort of your own home, including signing up for WWE Network free. For 1 month, you'll get the Fastlane pay-per-view February 21st, WWE's interactive network programming, and thousands of hours of on-demand content, including every WWE, WCW, and ECW pay-per-view in history. Use the link below to get your free month, and we get a tiny kickback for sending you WWE's way. At its regular price of only $9.99 per month, it's an outstanding value. Do your shopping on Amazon.com and WWEshop.com right here, folks. Use the links below to purchase any item, wrestling or otherwise, on either website, and we again get a tiny kickback sent our way. The best part of all is that it does not increase your cost 1 cent while you're helping us out. It's a cool way to do some good. It's WrestleMania season. Don't forget to get social with us each and every day over at the BostonWrestling.com super site. We have some major expansions coming your way. Like us at Facebook.com/MWF Action. Follow us on Twitter at MWF2001 and subscribe to our YouTube channel featuring over 900 free videos and some new on-demand availability for select full-length videos. Links for everything are below. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours be well.